Hello there, it's the Hidden Hermit here, and today I'm going to be doing a completely unbiased, objective, and in no way gushing showcase of the Night Sun Tarot. The Night Sun was published by Lo Scarabeo in 2014 and is the product of the work of Fabio Listrani. This is the first deck that Fabio Listrani done. The second is the Santa Merte deck, which came out in late 2017. I will do that some other time, but he's an incredible artist. The one thing that will strike you once you pick this deck up is the amazing art. It has a very graphic novel feel about it. It's incredibly striking and bold. He's a very talented artist. I will put a link to his DeviantArt page in the description, as well as an interview that I found on worthytarot.com, which is, he seems like a really nice guy, incredibly talented. We're just going through the suit of wands here, as you can see. Now, there are a lot of tarot decks that can boast good artwork. Where the Night Sun is different is the artwork is complemented by all the symbology and all the information that each card sort of gives you, really. Think about all the symbology. Hearts are a thing that come up a lot, as are these flowers. Keep an eye out for those. Lots of things recur. You've got some sacred geometry, some Goetia going on in the background of these cards. They love to give you, they love to remind you what alchemical element the cards. So there's water on the Six of Cups dress there. Water. I actually do really like the cups. They're like glasses with a metal frame. Look at all these flowers. Page of Cups. Very attractive lady. Does draw a lot of influence from Aleister Crowley's Thoth deck. The court cards go Page, Queen, King, Knight. Although, you know, they're not numbered in any way, so you can change them around if you want, if you felt the need to. Let's have a look at some swords. You'll also notice that the alchemical colours are consistent with what we're used to. Wands are red. Cups are a nice sort of aqua bluey. Swords are yellow, swords for air, and we'll come on to the pentacles pretty soon then. Green for ground. Crown of Thorns, another recurring image, as are these eggs. There are some white eggs and there's some black eggs in there. Hearts. I hope you're getting a feel of exactly how awesome these cards are. Ten of Swords. Very familiar to the Rider-Waite, but you know this guy's not lying down. He seems to be taking his stabbing quite well. Love the Queen of Swords. Look at her, she's so broody with her back to you. It's awesome. Let's have a look at some pentacles. The flowers again. Cube in there. The pentacles are interesting. I'll describe them more as discs. You can't actually see a pentacle on there. I mean, there's the hexagram, the pentagram. Sorry, but you know, I can live with that. I can live with that. It's fine. This is a good one. The Seven of Pentacles. The seven corresponding to the chakras. There are all sorts of influences in these cards. Eastern. There's another Seal of Solomon in there. I did read a review saying that the Page of Pentacles is meant to look like Aleister Crowley. I don't see it myself. I always remember Crowley as a bald, imposing old dude, but hey, whatever. That was the Pentacles. Let's go and have a look at the Mages, shall we? The Fool card's amazing. Doesn't look that foolish if you ask me. That mask will reoccur. Another egg, a big black dog as opposed to the yappy white dog. Magician, you can see the Seal of Solomon behind him. Down here you can just make out 777, which I'm sure pertains to Crowley's work of the same name. He's in a yoga pose. He's clearly in some sort of trance, giving you that Eastern influence again. High Priestess is a very dark card. But again, you've got the same imagery as you see in the Rider-Waite-Smith. Like, for example, that would have been the headdress, that sort of moon symbol. There's the egg again. More Seals of Solomon in her Book of Knowledge. And you can't really make it out here, but there is a cage with a heart in it. Which, again, it does reoccur. There are... Some of the characters recur. So here's the Empress and the Emperor. We'll skip past the Hierophant. And here's the lovers. Again, the Emperor, the Empress. And they clearly are the same characters, because both got crowns of thorns. They both have the... well, the Emperor has the Aries shoulder pads. And they're being presided over by the Hermit. So yeah, it's cool. You've got these nice little links that I quite enjoy. Just like the Thoth deck, Justice and Strength have been reversed. So if we were to look at the Rider-Waite, Strength is 8, Justice is 11. But these are swapped over, so Strength is now 11 and Justice is now 8. There are all sorts of reasons for it, but do you know what? You can look that up yourself. Wheel of Fortune here. You've got I Ching, all that I Ching imagery. I don't really know much about I Ching, but there it is. And man, now some of these images get to be really, really arresting now. Now the Hangman, the Hangman's got his head in a cage, which is kind of amazing. Something that I haven't noticed before is he's holding this strange one thing. I don't know what that is, so if you want to put in the comments and let me know. This Hermit is always learning. Now this is one of the best cards in the whole deck. Here's Death. Death is now a pregnant lady. I think hammering home that message of rebirth. Such a good image. Such a good image. And here's another one. Here's the Devil. The Devil is now a hermaphrodite Baphomet. And you've got all these recurring themes again. There's the egg. There's the heart. And it's a little bit harrowing, but the two people under Devil's bondage, they appear to be children, which is a little worrying. And they're wearing the same headdress and mask as the Fool, which of course clearly means something. Amazing. To be fair, there are quite a few boobs in this deck. It's not a bad thing. The moon's also a crazy good image. This one you can sort of flip over. That Seal of Solomon was in the High Priestess book. The Sun, another link. I think it's the same two children from the Devil, but they've now broken their chains. Good for them. And the World's a great card as well. You got a Dancing Shiva, so going back to that Eastern influence. You have your suits, your alchemical elements of the suits, and you have these platonic solids, which also appear on the reverse of the card. Now the reverse is also interesting. You have this sort of motif, and it kind of makes it difficult to do reversals, I think, because I think you would have to make a conscious choice to deal out a reverse card. It's all pointing, that's the way it goes. Thank you very much. So if you were dealing out cards and you decided to be sneaky, then I don't know. I don't think this deck is designed for reversals. And indeed, in the little white book that comes with the standard deck, I say the standard deck, there are no special ones. It doesn't give you reversal meanings, which is fascinating. The descriptions, you know, as with most little white books, come with the keywords, but they're positive and negative. As little white books go, this is a cracking wee one. It goes on to tell you about how the Night Sun is a deck designed to examine the darker aspects of the human psyche. And with the descriptions of the major arcana, you get these little meditations as well. So, for example, the Magician, where should I direct my potential? The little white book asks you. The Hermit, what must I give up to end the crisis? So I quite like that. And it also goes on to mention numerology, telling you how, you know, the numbered suits have that familiar theme in them. Very good, very good. What else can I say about this awesome deck? I think you're probably getting the idea that I really like this deck. Really like it. It's, I don't know, the first time I opened this deck and pulled the cards out, I was just awestruck. Awestruck at the images and all the informations that's conveyed to you. It's probably a good time to talk about the card layout. Let's look at the Tower. So the majors, you got 3 pieces of information on the top of every card. You got the card number in the middle. The Tower is ruled by Mars, and you have the Hebrew letter. If we were to look at the pip, let's grab a sword. So, Ace of Swords, you got your air elements at the top there and your card number. 2 of Swords, there's that egg again. So the 2 of Swords is ruled by the Moon and Libra, and the card number up there. And if we were to look at, let's go back to the Queen of Swords. You've got your minor element, water, and your major element, which is air. So she's the watery part of air in the suit of swords. And the core cards all have a Hebrew letter. Now, honestly, I don't know why. I think that's Yod, isn't it? If you know, please let me know in the comments. Like I say, this hermit is always learning. Okay, there was a few things I wanted to point out, so let's make a few comparisons, shall we? Here is the Queen of Wands, and the Rider-Waite-Smith, and the Thoth. And I think this gives you a good idea of how the Night Song blends the, you know, the traditional tarot tropes from the Rider-Waite and the more striking esoterica from the Thoth, I think. Each of the cards has a seated queen. Well, I assume she's seated in the Thoth. I think she could very well be. She could well be standing up, looking down on you. The cat's seated, so yep, all the cards have cats. It's an interesting evolution as well. So, and the Rider-Waite-Smith is a black cat. It's a cheetah or a leopard. I'd say there was a cheetah in the Thoth. And in the Night Sun, it's the it's the remains of a lion. I love the Queen of Wands. I think she is, I don't know, I wouldn't want to mess with her. But formidable looking woman, if there ever was one. Good for you, Queen of Wands. Sticking with the wands, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I love the wands. And speaking of the wands, here's the Ace of Wands. It's all the wands are this sort of snake-like big wooden wand. I love it. It's so cool. So cool. Let's have a look at the Eight of Wands. Now, I feel that the Eight of Wands in your traditional decks do give you the same sort of sense. So here's the Rider-Waite. You've got these 8 wands flying through the air, and you get that idea of movement. And indeed, in the Thoth, it is called swiftness. So you get that idea of, I call it the seat of your pants on fire card, because everything's going to go. The Night Sun, however, you've got a slightly different vibe to it. So you have this female figure, and she's descending. She's going down. Now, gravity will make you go down very quickly, but I don't know. It's a different idea to what I feel we're used to. And I can compound that with another one of my cards that comes up a lot, the Five of Pentacles. Now, the Five of Pentacles in Thoth, it's called worry. It does give you that sense of despair. You know, the Five of Pentacles appreciates that you've been worried about money or your health or possessions, and It's not one of the most positive cards. Take the Five of Pentacles from the Night Sun, and it's still a very arresting image for sure, but you don't get that sense of worry. He's offering you five pentacles with a pentagram on his. It requires a little more thought, I think. I did read a review somewhere stating that they felt that the Night Sun wasn't a deck for beginners. Now, I'm not sure about that, to be honest. Because you have all this information in here. You know, I'm looking at the Three of Swords here, and this is more of an image that I think is a little more aligned. You have that sword piercing a heart, you know, loss, sorrow. I think you get that from the Night Sun deck. But yeah, a beginner, I think, would benefit from having the. So here we've got Libra and Saturn. I think a beginner could benefit from having that information presented to you. So I wouldn't. I think beginners and more experienced tarot readers can both get a lot of stuff from this deck. A lot of stuff. So there you have it. This is the Night Sun deck. As I said, I love this deck. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's interesting. I think it requires a hell of a lot of thought. And it is the deck that I use for my personal readings at the moment. So I hope you've enjoyed this. It's widely available. I can't imagine. It's a beloved deck. I mean, there's a lot of love for it out there. I've yet to read anything disparaging about it. I think if I were to have any criticism at all, is the card quality is, well, it's fine, it's okay, but there are decks out there that have much better quality cards. I've had this deck for a few months now, and it's already getting scuff marks. I mean, you can see there if I shine it in the light. But hey, that's only a minor niggle. Once this deck gets knackered, I'm just going to buy another one. Simple as that. Anyway, so thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is the Hidden Hermit saying have a lovely day.